It is good.
This is
Well,
so
hello.
good.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Just thank you for everything that you're doing right now in the Mary Kay world, the noise you're making, the strive that's happening. It is just a pleasure to see and a beauty to behold. It's a beauty to behold. And I'm going to just start this pink tea with a nice gong. I'm going to do it one more time.
Uh-oh.
And where is this
I
from?
feel like something's going to happen
Something's
here.
going to happen today.
That's right. That's from China.
Look at this, y'all. This is a straight up gong. I have been marveling. We're coming to you a little off time today because I had to soak in this home. I had to soak in the beauty, the ornateness, the different travel pieces from all over the world. We went outside. We took pictures by her two pink Cadillacs, the Escalade and the XLR two-seater. The same car that blew my mind a couple of years ago when I saw Lorraine. I just was, my mind was blown. And I was already a national, but I am a fan, okay? I am just a fan, and I get to be here because I'm in position. Can you get excited?
Woo, I can get excited.
Oh my gosh.
Excited to have you in my home. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mia, you bring the snap, crackle, and the pop.
Thank you, my sister.
So exciting. So I'm just so excited to just sit here and share and sip the tea.
Sip the tea.
Sip the tea.
Girl, talk that tea.
And just, connect.
Yeah.
This business is all about relationships. So I'm just so glad that you came over to the Sapphire Sales division, and we've gotten a chance to really get to know each other.
It's great.
And even further now.
Yeah.
So, and you came and did my retreat
It was fun.
back in September.
Yeah,
My people
it was
love
Aww.
you. We just had a ball singing your songs and rapping and dancing. I mean, you just
They got a little
brought
taste
it.
of Auntie Mia. I've adopted all of your area. You know that, right?
I know.
I feel like they're mine.
That's
and
right.
I want so much for all of their goals. To me, as you go, so do I.
That's right.
That's how I feel.
We're better together.
Better together.
We are.
That's how I
together.
feel, and it allows me just to see how it can be done with such grace.
Mhm.
Diamond Circle, Lorraine Newton. I'm in her house. I am in her diamond.
Come on.
Girl's best friend. A girl's best
That's right.
friend.
What do they say? Square shaped or pear shaped? They never lose their shape.
Well, at least some don't lose their shape, but okay. I'm glad it's a diamond.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lorraine,
it's been a true experience this past year. Whirlwind. Exactly.
suddenly.
Well,
Not suddenly, but it just seems
it
like.
seems suddenly.
It does seem suddenly.
suddenly. It does seem
Offspring
suddenly.
Senior National Sales Director.
Yes.
And now, what I know for sure is that I am hearing what other nationals are about to come out of.
Mhm.
What is the name of your area? The new
Impact.
Impact. That's right. Impact. Excuse me.
National area just sprang off the path. National
Oh
area.
my! With Patrice Smith, they're up the street in Dallas
That's
right now.
right. That's
Hey,
right.
Patrice and Bridget,
Bridget
and all of
Patrice.
you. I know
All
there
the
are others
features
there.
to be national.
Yeah, y'all come on.
That's right.
The water's warm,
That's right.
and maybe Lorraine will let
That's
you come
right.
over. But I'm first. I'm here first. So
it's
don't.
better on this side. It's definitely better on this side.
It is better on
But you
this
gotta
side.
get here to know it. It's
better.
hard to explain. Patrice just became national,
Yeah.
and for years I would tell her, Patrice, you so deserve to be a national. You so deserve it. If I could just take my brain, put it in your head, you will see. And now just watching her go to headquarters this past week, and just watching her just turning around in awe of the magnificence and the care and the love and the support system that you have as a national. I'm living it again, just watching her. So excited, so excited.
Baby.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And to bring someone to that level, the ultimate level,
Exactly.
is also
That you passed it on.
Absolutely. At a certain point, it's not about you. It's about those. It's about the legacy. It's about those that you could bring to this level, and then that legacy can fan out and bring others.
Right. And the ultimate tribute to you and your position is to have someone want it and to get it.
Yes.
That to me is the ultimate tribute to you and your example. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I see
it's
that.
amazing. I'm living it again myself.
Aww.
It's so exciting to watch someone watch it and feel it for the first time, and just know how powerful and magnificent this gift that I've been given, and that I can pass that on to someone else and continue to pass it on. And I am going to be on a neck break speed of seeing as many women to national these next few years before I retire. And so that's my mission, is to see women really see what this business has to offer.
Because this is the height. This is from this pinnacle of national. You can see. You can look and you can see. And the view is tremendous. The view is tremendous. Tell me, are we blacked out here? Can you see us good? Because we're in front of a window. We good? We're not just little spots.
We need more light. I could turn on some more light.
You say it's fine. Okay. Well, let's sip a little bit.
Okay.
And let's wet our whistle some.
All right.
Cheers.
So good.
So some questions for you. Okay. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Okay.
So spill it.
Can I take the fifth?
No. No. If you give me the look, just kick my leg a little bit and be like, don't ask me that. Well, I'm not Wendy Williams. I'm not
have an ejector button. If you ask me something.
I believe it, y'all. I believe she might have an ejector button, because when I walked to the front porch, somebody started talking to me and said, I hope something's in that bag for me. It was Dwayne. I heard his voice. He could see me walk up to the front porch. He said, go on, baby. He said, I'm not home. Go ahead and ring the doorbell. So I've already been kind of spooked a little bit, but Lorraine made me feel, when she opened the door and gave me a hug and she flashed that beautiful smile, I felt like, okay, it's all good.
Yeah, he's not even home.
He's not even home. And he'll get to see this. He's going to love this.
Yeah.
Okay, so silver or gold?
Gold.
Gold. Love or money?
Love.
Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's?
I'm not sure what Zaxby's is, so I'm going to go with Chick-fil-A.
Okay, it's another chicken place. It hadn't made it over here yet.
No.
Okay, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks.
New York or LA?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I love them both for so many different reasons, but I'd have to go with New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay. Delta or Southwest?
I'm going to go with Southwest, because it takes me to Dallas all the time on a quick shuttle, and it's always there for me.
Always there for me.
Okay.
So,
mm-hmm.
CC cream or cream to powder?
Cream to powder.
Cream to powder. Forever Diamonds or Cityscape?
Let's see. I am going to say, I like them both, but I think I will say Forever Diamonds.
Of course. I was hoping you would say that. Forever Diamonds, right?
Well, actually, for now.
For now.
When we're going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Diamonds for now.
For now.
Miracle Set 3D or Voluform?
The 3D.
3D. Mm-hmm. Now, Escalade or XLR?
Oh. I'm going to go with my baby. My XLR.
The XLR. I was hoping you would say that.
It is a rare piece, never to be repeated. I mean, it's that showpiece that forever.
It is.
And it's a showstopper no matter where it goes. So, my XLR.
XLR.
Yeah, I'm keeping that one.
And you are a showstopper no matter where you go. Is this just how you hang out at home?
No.
I mean,
I have one big curler over here and a bathrobe.
Okay. It's just for me?
Yeah, this is all. This is all for you.
So, I want to hear some tales. I want to hear some Lorraine Pink Tea tales. Now, I would love to know a story. Tell me about when you knew that being your boss, your own boss, is better than working for someone else. When did you know that? Because you have a background in
fashion design and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I worked for a company called Sacklets. Designer. I was the designer for the clothing, and designed for the boutique called the Upper Crust Boutique in the store. But I couldn't afford to buy the clothes.
Wow. Yeah.
I made the clothes, but I couldn't afford to buy them. And so yeah. But I figured, corporate America, if I do all the right things, the right people will discover me, and I'll just keep moving up. Mm-hmm. And one day, the owner walked in and called a meeting, and told us that the company was bankrupt and going out of business. And that was 6 months into my Mary Kay. I was devastated. But I had started my Mary Kay just 6 months before. Just 6 months before. I was devastated. I had a lump in my throat. I had a skincare class planned that afternoon.
Look at that.
You see what I'm saying? And we had one car at that time, me and Dwayne. So he took me to that skincare class, and he sat in the car and waited for me in the heat of Texas.
In the heat of Texas.
Ew. He put back the seat, and he sat there. And I come running out of the class, and I had $250 in my hand. Cash. And yeah, I had $250.
That's good money now. Today.
He said, I thought you had robbed somebody and you come running out.
You were trying to get back to your man.
But it was just like in 30 minutes, I had made $250. And so the fear of not being in control that I felt just minutes before was wiped away with Mary Kay.
There's something to be said for being prepared.
Yeah.
You only part of playing with your Mary Kay. It was just part-time for sure. Because you were still interested in climbing that corporate ladder, right?
Right, exactly. I wasn't quite ready yet to quit, but I was matching my salary actually on the weekends.
On the weekends?
I had won a car and was a director at that point.
In 6 months?
In 6 months from signing my agreement.
Okay, you didn't say that now.
Yeah, hey, I know a good thing when I see it.
So you're one of those.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
She's one of, it's people like that,
Yeah, I had already, so I was taking full advantage.
Okay, anyway.
But I was not quite ready because, you're trained to go to school and work for someone else.
Yes, you are.
And
that's what your family expects. It's what society expects.
Mm-hmm. And all those student loans that I had to, accumulated to pay for that education. Mm-hmm. So I was still planning to do some of that anyway. And all of a sudden one day it was over.
Wow.
And I ran out of there with that $250 in my hand.
So what were you running? You didn't
I don't know what
Get on out of here right quick.
No, I think I felt bad for my husband because it was probably 100 degrees out there. And he was in that car waiting for me.
Oh my.
And we had one car.
So was the one car the free car, or was it not here yet? The free car wasn't here yet, but you had earned it?
It was the free car.
It was the free car.
It was the free car. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We had just won that free car, so we took that car. And at that point, even though I was so fearful that I was going to have to go it alone, go out on my own, and not have a job or something that I knew exactly a time schedule, when I'm supposed to be here, when I'm supposed to be there, and all of a sudden my life was in my control, in my hands. And so I ran out of there, and you know what? I never, ever, ever went back to work from that point on. I never even applied for a job, and that's been 28 years ago. 28 years ago. Mary Kay, that $250, when I realized I could generate money at will.
Exactly. At will.
I could generate my own money.
At will. If you will.
That's right.
If only you will.
The power and the freedom that I felt at that point soothed all those fears. And I've never gone back to work. Not even gone and applied for a job in fear.
Exactly.
I had to do that.
Praise. Well, that's awesome.
That's when I knew.
Right.
So I had money.
Had money. Cash money.
I had cash money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And little known, everybody, we assume that the Mary Kay world just knows our nationals. But they don't always, haven't necessarily heard our stories. So tell me about a tough time and what you learned from it while in Mary Kay. A tough time, little known, not everybody knows. Maybe even someone in your area might not know. And how did you use it to take your business higher? Because what I know about successful women, what I know about you, is that if there is a tough time, you will learn from it and you'll use it as a launching pad. So give us a look.
Listen.
Yeah. Okay, just breathe. Tough time.
Boy, I guess I gotta spill the tea now.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you all about it. But oh boy, I've had a few, but I think the one that really defined my career was the point when I fell from elite. I fell from elite.
Oh,
I was right there. right there. I had 10 first. I think had 12 finished for second or somewhere. Some of them were in the IQ. We were right there. And then the bottom fell out. It was like a domino effect. That December, it was like it started around November-ish, December. Mm-hmm. And by the time December 31st rolled around, I had 5 first lines.
Whoa!
And 7 second. My national says I had 4.5 directors. I don't know how I could have had 4.5.
I do.
But she
I know what that means.
She said, no, you ain't quite got 5 because you... I guess that one because it's looking real shaky as well. But I was devastated. I was devastated. I had worked so hard to be there. And I say that to say, you know, whoever will be listening to this call that, you know, actually that's when the diamonds are formed.
Wow.
In the fire, in the heat. And but it was devastating at the moment. I didn't see it at the moment. I was so devastated. It was right before leadership conference. And as a matter of fact, I wasn't going to go to leadership.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And you know, everybody knows your business. Don't they? Even my other directors were coming up to see how I was going to respond. You know how they come, what happened to so-and-so? They know what happened to them. What happened to so-and-so?
You ain't heard it from me.
So it was so important that I remained calm and control and still sounding the charge to go national. I still had to find that strength and courage no matter what, even though I was dying on the inside. So I wasn't going to go to leadership. That was the first thing. But then I always remembered my national always said, a leader leads from the front. A leader leads from the front. Leading by example, example, example. So I thought, okay, I'll go. But I ain't going to class.
I'm going to be there in name only.
I'll just show up. And you know, and sometimes you see all those people sitting out in the hall drinking coffee when the classes are going on. I never could understand that. But then when I hit the ground, I was going to be one of those, I was just going to have me some coffee, and I really wasn't going to go to the classes, but I was going to be there because my directors were going to be there. And then to rub salt in the wound, I looked at my packet, and it said that I was assigned to go to a red jacket class.
Come on now.
I was like, oh no. I mean, they are just...
At leadership?
They have just thrown me under the bus.
They had Reds at leadership?
Well, there was nationals training, but they were training on red jackets.
Okay, I understand. I got it.
Right, there wasn't red jackets there, but they were training on red jacket. And I was like, oh no, I need to know national stuff. I need to know executive stuff. And so I wasn't going to go in. But then I saw several of my directors who were future executives at that time. They were in the class.
Oh, you were in the class with them.
Yes. So I surely could not go in that. I had to go in the class. Yeah, I had to go in. So I said, I'll go in, but I won't take any notes.
So you went from not going to leadership to not going to the class to going in, but not taking notes. What else?
I'm not going to take no notes.
What else could you not do?
I'm not taking no notes on this red jacket business. You know, who doesn't know about red jackets? So I wasn't going to take any notes. And as I sat there, Cheryl Steinman was teaching the class.
Boy, oh boy.
And she started talking about a strategy of how she brought her reds up, how she had a monthly red jacket event. I believe it was a luncheon that she did every single month with her red jackets.
Sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar, doesn't it? So I said, you know what? Let me take some notes on this. Let me take some notes on this, and I probably won't use it. But as I took more notes, it really started to make sense. That how she explained how the red jackets were the building blocks of every single level of leadership, and building those red jackets, and how she made them special and feel encouraged and nurtured to grow. And when you grow those red jackets, everything else comes up out of it. So she had a red jacket luncheon every single month. And I thought, oh, well, I've tried everything else and it didn't work. I guess I could try that. So when I got back home, I went into implementing.
This is history, folks.
I went into implementing having a red jacket luncheon. I said, okay, we'll see who shows up. And I was still licking my wounds from all my loss. And so that we had our first red jacket luncheon March. Mm-hmm. Got it together, got everything organized. March was our first one. April 1st, I sprang my first line director.
Wow. From the being executive, back executive.
Right. I was, well, actually, now I had actually 6.
Okay.
That other one she kind of hung on.
Okay,
so she kind of hung on.
Tie that knot, girl. Yeah.
So now we were at 6. And so each month we'd have that red jacket luncheon. And just kept on building and kept on pouring into the teams and so forth and so on. And my directors got involved and so forth. And I think it was about June. And I got a call from corporate office. I was on my way to my Monday night training, and I picked up the phone. Well, I answered the phone in the car, and she said, "This is Heather Hines in the corporate office." And I thought, oh my goodness.
Right, you think it's trouble first.
Oh my goodness, what have my people done?
Not you, but of course,
but me. And she said we had met with the board. Oh, I was really dying. I mean, I was about to run off the road. Dwayne says, pull this car over, you're going to kill us. What are you, so what's going on? And she said, we had a meeting and we have decided, we're looking at your record. I was like, oh my goodness. You have 19 DIQs right now. You have more DIQs of anyone else, pre-NIQ in the company.
Whoa.
I was going to run that car in the ditch. I was, what? She says, we're looking at your records and we are going to have you enter into NIQ September 1.
Wow.
September
so they
1.
told you.
They told me that they were ready, that I was ready to move into NIQ September 1st.
And this was just 6 months later.
6 months later,
June.
yeah. 6 months later.
6 months later. After that class, you didn't want to go in.
And after that class, so by September 1st, I had my 10 first.
Wow. Yeah.
I had my 10 first, and we were at 12 seconds. September 1st. And we just kept building that red jacket event to the point where not only we couldn't hold it in a restaurant,
right.
we had to have it at the hotels because it had gotten so large. And some of the staff had come down to participate, to see what was going on and to encourage. It was so exciting. And by December 31st, we had 34 offspring directors. So we went from 12 offspring to 34 offspring directors at that point. It debuted January 1, 2008.
Okay.
1 year later, 9 months when we started working, but 1 year later from the time I went to that class, I wasn't going to go to.
Let's just take a pause for the cause right quick. Sometimes silence is better. And it's recorded, so I don't necessarily have to repeat that. But wow, to show up, to go up. Now that is the quintessential show up to go up.
School is never out for the poor. What I thought I knew, I did not know. I did not know. I had to humble myself and become a student.
Ooh, so painful sometimes.
Yes, especially when you think you know something.
Yeah.
That's the worst one. When you think you know something. But I had to humble myself and become that student and listen. Not just hear, but really listen to what she was saying. And it absolutely changed the whole, trajectory of my career and all those that have come since then.
Yes.
And the new national that just finished. I've been still working that same program.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But you implemented. You didn't just go in. You didn't just listen. You didn't just take notes. You went home. You formed your plan. And you implemented what you were taught. Okay.
Absolutely.
That was wonderful, T.
And and with the challenge that Mary Kay has out now for the Destination Red, it's just right in the wheelhouse of what we had already been doing.
Yes.
So that is so unbelievable, an unbelievable blessing that is just fallen on us, something that we had already been doing, and building the different levels of red. That was another thing. That was a part of your program too. Absolutely, because they couldn't come back to the next luncheon unless they had a new team member.
Oh, so move on up, Red.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to not be there.
Of course, because it's the peer pressure that moves them.
Right, good.
It's not me as a national. I'm so far away from them, they don't relate to me.
That's right.
But they relate to each other.
That's right.
Girl, where were you? You weren't at the Red Jacket luncheon. What happened? So they work because, oh, wow, all of my peers are being there. They're moving up, and they're in that rich environment of wanting to move up, wanting to grow. So those are the people that you want them to be build relationships with. So we had them build relationships with each other. Iron sharpens iron. Yeah. And
they got to be director sisters together eventually.
Absolutely.
Some of them, and then,
many of them became directors. Many of them became directors. So they were sitting at the next luncheon, some of them as new directors with their red. Yeah. And so forth and so on.
Wow. That's full circle.
Absolutely full circle.
Yeah.
But that was a painful experience, but it brought it back to, sometimes things that we learn as children from our parents. Some things that we think are not that important. Mm-hmm. From my dad, I know I learned patience. I learned integrity, consistency. And from my mom, self-reliance. Okay. And stick-to-itiveness and determination. So, our everyday heroes are sometimes our parents and people that invested in us when we were younger. But we have to pull up on those gifts that we have when times are tough. That's when those gifts really come into play, when we have to use them. And so, I look back and I recognize that those were the lessons that were invested in me as a child that had to come back, had to grow. And now I pass those lessons on to other women. Mm-hmm. And Mary Kay gives us the best platform in the world to be able to do that.
Isn't it though? Mm-hmm. And I love the way you take it seriously, your platform. Mm-hmm. That's important. I love the way you feel so responsible for the success of the women, in your organization. Lorraine, it's just been a pleasure to watch. I remember those Red Jacket breakfasts, and I remember calling you and asking you about it. I remember that. You may not remember that, but I remember that.
I was screaming it from the rooftops after that point, and I'm sure some people were thinking, girl, she talking about Red Jackets. But
hard-headed. But it was folklore. Certain nationals who built their area, you just heard how they did it. And we always heard about Lorraine and her red jackets. Now we have Destination Red, and she is the Destination Red.
We are rolling with this Destination Red.
Awesome.
Absolutely. The directors they're finishing up this month.
That's right. That's good.
They're getting
so they can turn their attention to their team members.
How do you sell you can't take someone where you've not gone.
Nope.
You can't lead where you don't go.
Okay.
You can't teach what you don't know.
Right.
Well, as we say in Mary Kay.
Right.
So, absolutely. We got them slated to finish this month.
Very good. I can't wait to see the announcement.
Yeah.
Shoot them out there.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be something to behold.
Okay.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see all the going live from the ship.
It's gonna be soon. It's happening. It's already end of February, and it is time to finish that cruise right here this month. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. Now, another question. Working with a difficult leader or member of your organization, how did it help you become a better leader when you work with, people who your personality might not match with? How does that make you become a better leader?
Well, if you kind of try to put yourself in the other person's shoes, and the only way you can really do that is to connect with him. My personality, I was kind of on the shy side when I first came into Mary Kay, and I avoided conflict like you would not believe. What? Okay, I'm gone. Bye. Y'all figure it out, you know. But I learned that if you don't address a situation, it only gets bigger. And it gets spread bigger and more and more. It is up to the leader. And as a leader, you have to meet it head on. Yeah. And call that person and find out what it is that's hurting. Hurt people.
Okay.
So you got to find out what is hurt, what's bothering her, and help her to come up with some solutions to make it work for her. And a lot of times it's attention.
Okay.
They feel disenfranchised. They feel that you may be giving other people more attention, or a lot of times, sometimes that's the root to a lot of it. And just stepping in and just saying, "Hey, I'm here. What can I do? What's happening with you?" And I found a lot of times the conflict melts away when I step up and take that leadership role. And not always. Sometimes I still have those that kind of want to do their own thing, and I have a lot of mavericks. And of course, when you have a very, very strong organization, you're going to have a lot of strong personalities and a lot of strong women.
And you kind of welcome that in a way.
Yes, because they couldn't get where they're going if they were not. But still, at the heart of who we all are, like Mary Kay always said, we all wear what?
A sign that says, "Make me feel important."
That make me feel important. And if we can remember that, that's going to squash a whole bunch of conflict. But don't be afraid to address it. Because then that person sees you as a leader. Okay. But as long as they see you as running from the issue, weak, or not addressing it, or or ignoring them.
Sure.
I think that probably is the worst thing to me of everything. You can love me, you can hate me, but don't ignore me. Ooh, that one. Okay. And I think that when we ignore and we think that's an answer to it. If I don't acknowledge it, maybe it'll go away. It won't. No.
You know what, that holds true in any relationship, not just a leader and mentor relationship. I could see that with a mother-daughter relationship, a parent-child relationship, a boss and what do you call a person a worker? I guess I don't like that word subordinate, but some people call it subordinates. And certainly in a mentor-mentee relationship like ours is, I think it's so unique. This Mary Kay relationship, the Mary Kay relationships that are built, is so unique. I mean, my goodness, do women ever have a person whose sole purpose is to help them look the best they can look, make the most they can make, and be the best they can be? It's this definite coaching,
Absolutely.
Your only goal is for someone that you're assigned to be the best they can be. Many women do not have a relationship like that with another woman.
No.
It's the total opposite.
No, absolutely. But it's so powerful when we come together. What we can do, and Mary Kay knew that 55 years ago, how powerful women could be if we were just allowed to step up. Here I am. Let me step up. We can do it. We're mothers. We're wives. We wear so many hats successfully. And business is just one of those hats. And but we have to remember, at the core of all that we do is that person, that relationship. It's a relationship business. And if we can remember that and put ourselves in that person's shoes, for good or bad, or whatever she's thinking, it doesn't have to be right, but address it, because that person is sitting in the midst of all that's like a bad apple. You let that bad apple ferment in that basket of apples, it's going to ruin a lot of those other apples around it. So you got to get in there and straighten that out immediately. So for those of you like me that were very shy or You know, you feel like if I don't dress, if I don't say anything, she'll go away. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's going to whisper and tell everybody that'll listen. If you don't get in there and address it.
Very good.
Yeah, it's very important. And it's attention. You give her the proper attention and care, she may be your next executive, your next national.
Certainly.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what Mary Kay would ask us to do with a heckler at a party. She would say, give the heckler the attention. Whoever, if you know, at a skincare class, and if you have someone that's being extra negative or whatever, they need the most attention from you. What?
I was the heckler.
Were you the heckler? Oh, well, here we go. Some tea.
I wasn't the heckler.
So
But I was difficult.
I know, Lorraine. I know you were not at a skincare
difficult.
class giving your consultant an issue. No, I know that's not a fact.
I was corporate. I was, I was negative. I was skeptical. I was, I was giving her it was her first class.
Oh!
I have never had anybody bad as me at a
Oh,
class.
you're gonna be kidding me!
I listen to this. I fought tooth and nail not to go, but it was my college roommate who was the hostess. She needed that fifth person thing, So I had to go. And then I came late because I hoped they would be gone.
Oh!
They were still there. And they were waiting for me. They had held up the class. They were waiting for me.
Oh, here it is.
And then I came with my dinner. I had a little dinner thing. And I ate it.
Oh, wait!
I ate whatever that was, and they graciously, because I had come from work and worked all day, and they said, "Okay, we'll just take a few minutes. We're gonna do da 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 da." I'm like, "Oh, brother, they're gonna wait for me. Yeah, they're gonna keep waiting,
Keep waiting."
And then, if that wasn't bad enough, then I thought they were gonna make up my face. You know how they do.
Right. You had to do it yourself.
You want me to do this, and I have to put my fingers in this product, and I didn't want to get the product under my nail, so she had to give me a spatula. I'm so embarrassed.
I'm ashamed.
Please forgive me, whoever's listening out there. I mean, really.
I am ashamed.
I'm ashamed of myself.
And here you are, a diamond circle on the way to Inner Circle National. And you were the heckler.
I was the heckler.
What does that say? I'm trying to think of a good way to spin this. Oh my gosh. So you did join. You were her fifth.
Well, after she started talking about winning a car and taxi, she didn't even know what she was saying. It was her first class. They told her to say the Mrs. Cab or whatever.
The Mrs.
Like, when she said something about a car, I was like, what? What car? And then she talked a little bit about taxi. What are you talking about? So she gave me her folder that they had recruited her with. She still had that in her bag. It had coffee stains on it. It was all bumbled up and dirty and dog-eared and whatever. And she sent it home with me to read it over. I read it 100 times.
So she did everything wrong with the right attitude.
She did.
You said you read it 100 times.
I read that thing front to back over and over and over again and signed up. I bought more than anybody at the show because the products felt that great. I wasn't going to tell her though. And I had, it's okay.
Oh!
I bought the whole set and signed up to do the business.
Wow. And in 6 months.
And in 6 months, I was a director.
And had won that car.
I won my car 3 months later. Absolutely. But now I was the heckler. Can you imagine? Me?
That makes me, I'm trying to think right now of all the negative people. I'm going to have to circle back around, baby. I'm circling back around the barn. I'm coming back.
Circle.
I'm coming back.
But she hit my hot button, though.
Right.
She didn't forget to talk about. She didn't forget to talk about those tax write-offs, which is the number one reason why women join us.
Okay.
One of the top reasons. And earning a free car.
Wow.
With expenses paid.
Mm-hmm.
Earning the use of a free car.
And now you've got 2 of those free cars sitting in the driveway. Mm-hmm. When I walked in, you said, this is the house that Mary Kay built.
This is the house that Mary Kay built.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And when I lost my job, listen to this, when I lost my job, 6 months into the Mary Kay, I almost lost my home. Mm-hmm. I had just bought my first home, probably the year before that. And I almost lost my home. I went to the unemployment line. They were only going to give me a little over $200 a week. So I knew with having a home and the expenses and I was not going to be able to sustain that.
Right.
But with my Mary Kay business, I saved that home. And I actually own 3 homes today.
Wow.
This is one of 3.
Just one of 3.
Yeah.
That's all.
3 homes. Mary Kay.
Are they all in Texas?
Yes, they are.
They're all in Texas? Okay. Well, I have one more question for you. I just want you to fill in the blank. Complete this sentence. Leadership is. Leadership is.
Leadership is courage to step away from the crowd. Courage to build a large enough vision that will encompass many, many, many other dreams, many other women and people.
So the vision's got to be big, and you have to have the courage to create a vision big enough that everybody can fit into it.
Absolutely.
And that does take courage.
It does. Because you have to trust yourself. Be self-reliant that you are creating, that you are, the choices that you're making are the right ones.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm very creative, but of course, am I making the right decisions? Is this the right direction? Is it the right? You have to trust yourself. You have to have courage and trust yourself to build that vision. And what happens is when that vision is big enough and your people become enrolled and start to own their own piece of that vision, it becomes theirs.
Right.
You know, going for national is like a cruise ship. One person can't do this. It is all those visions and dreams all bound in the heart together that makes a national area. At certain point, as I was we're going national, the vision was so big and people found their part and their piece and pretty soon they kind of pushed me out of the way. And the national area went on without me.
Excuse me, Lorraine.
They were like, okay, we got this.
Oh my gosh.
And they went forth and they finished that with 34 offspring directors.
Wow.
Because that vision
way over.
So
y'all ran way through the town.
Absolutely. So when you have the courage to step out and build that vision and let them in. Let them in that vision and nurture them to be a part of that vision. At a certain point, you realize it's not about you. You know, when we first come in business, it's all about us, and I want this, and I want that. But when you realize it's not about you, it's about all those lives that you're going to change. And when you do that, like Mary Kay says, if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. But you got to reach down and open that heart and open those, open that hand.
Sure. Awesome.
Absolutely. And that's the what we did. We created that vision, and pretty soon that vision became theirs. Because they had a place to play. They had a place to own. And people will help, what is that? People will support that which they help to create.
Right. That's what they say. And that's a fact. You've proven that. You've proven it again and again and again.
Absolutely. Good. Little did I know when I picked Patrice, when Patrice and one of her consultants picked me up at the airport. I guess it was about 12 years ago. That she would be the national.
National.
She would be my first national. So you never know who you're investing in. You invest in everybody.
Yeah.
You invest in everybody because you never know who that person is going to be. You know, even though she wasn't my personal recruit.
Right.
But we invest and we love on everybody.
As if they were yours, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can't tell the difference.
Can't tell the difference. And I mean, and she just followed the steps exactly. You know.
Wow.
But you know, I did have my ups and downs, my twists and turns.
Of course.
Absolutely. And something that she said, as she finished her nationalship, delay is necessary.
Delay is necessary. Wow.
Sometimes delay is necessary. Sometimes you're not ready.
That's a fact. So smart. She's already all wise and smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Delay is sometimes necessary.
Wow.
So, you know, not to, and I'm so glad when it happened when it
Yes,
happened.
it did,
because
and it's
we
a
were
good
powerful
thing.
when it happened.
Sure. Exactly. Uh-huh.
We were
I know
powerful,
what you
and
mean.
we maintained that national area. Never fell below the numbers when we finished.
Right.
As a national,
Right.
now to go on and
It's just
spring
crazy.
off an entire
Right.
national area of directors as well. So delay is sometimes necessary for you to be ready for that next step, to be strong enough.
I'm sitting here and just learned so many lessons. It's not about me. This was all about you, but just thank you.
Oh, this has been
Just thank you.
just to get to know you better, and have the directors of Mary Kay World know me better, because people think I burst on the scene. No, I was
28 years, you
I
said.
became a national my 17th year, actually, in business. It was my 17th year, so I was there.
Yeah, you've been around for
And
a
I
little
was
bit.
working. I was there and I was working.
Right.
But,
Wow.
you know, we just had to keep on building. But it's been a wonderful career. I mean, I didn't just start enjoying myself as a national.
Top director
It's been a
trips.
beautiful career.
2 million?
$3 million.
$3 million?
$3 million.
This is a $3 million woman right here, okay?
That's right. And they threw me out of that department store. Bankrupt. Threw me out of that department store. $3 million, my highest month. The check has been over $37,000 in 1 month. That's what I used to make in a year at that store. After you took out the taxes and the insurance, and that's about what I brought home for the year.
Wow.
And here in Mary Kay, the sky is the limit.
And the highest check has not been written.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
Well, you know what?
Well, thank you.
We're going for it.
We're going for it.
That's right. You
We're
and
going
me.
for it.
Sapphire.
Yes.
Sapphire and National
Yes.
Sisters.
The Dimple Darlings. That's us.
We're going to do it.
Awesome.
We're going to do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, on your journey here to Texas to have an event with your team. I mean, for you to stop by and just, you know, love on me and encourage me, and, you know, I'm so excited what our next step is going to be.
We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
We're going to sign off now. We got some planning to do.
We got some, let's have some tea.